End of the day, up 580 on the combine, and I didn't take any trades on the 50K Express. This was actually an accident here. I thought I was taking it on the combine, but I exited like a couple seconds after, anyways. I took longs in the morning, short here, and then tried to go long here. Winner, winner, loss. And I'm actually pretty close to passing. I'm $440 away, so if I pass this account, I'm just going to continue trading it this way, which is using the combine to take trades that are less probability, in my opinion, or they're outside of my time of day that I trade, which is 9:30 to 10:30, 12:30 to 1:30. Just because those are the reversal macros I trade that I learned from Big Gains Club. It's been working up until this point, so I just stick to those rules to keep myself from taking too many trades, making errors, stuff like that. So all these trades were on NASDAQ. First long was down here. If I show you the 4 hour, you can see we came down, swept this low here, tapped into this 4 hour fair value gap. There's also a daily, I believe. Yeah, daily fair value gap. And there's also the golden pocket from this swing low to this swing high. If I extend it out, you can see perfectly tapped the golden pocket. And I was in the Big Gains Club Discord because I'm tracking his signals again. And Antonio went long on ES right here somewhere. And uh, like I'm not used to, like I don't typically trade in the mornings. So I'm still kind of like not used to looking for trades, but it started going in his favor, and a good entry honestly would have been on this candle's close. Once the reversals kind of showing strength, the fair value gap confirmed, but I didn't see it until I think here when it started pushing up. I was like, oh crap, that was actually a good, really good trade. Liquidity sweep, uh, fair value gap. You had the golden pocket. New week opening gap is above us, acting as drawn liquidity. Also, relative equal highs, these two and this one here. So it like acts as a drawn liquidity again. So uh, I didn't enter until here for that reason. I saw it late. This first entry was kind of bad. I just for some reason assumed we would reverse and I could use this candle's low as my stop. I got stopped out pretty quickly, but once this candle closed, I realized, okay, now I can enter and use this low as my stop, which that ended up working out. Came up, got near, I think this was a fair value gap or something I sold into. Yeah, I sold near the high of this 15-minute fair value gap. Then I sold near this swing high. And then, honestly, I could have sold here or sold at the halfway point of this fair value gap. But I was like, you know what? Let me aim for a mega win and aim for this new week opening gap. So uh, I only had one micro left, so I stopped out there. That was the first trade, which was pretty good. And again, I used like Antonio's long uh, as a confluence to enter. Then here, I was waiting for shorts. So I drew the golden pocket right here. I was waiting for us to come up, tap this, and reverse. We didn't quite get there, but we still did sweep liquidity. We had this 15-minute fair value gap that we tapped into. And at this point, we're kind of like at last week's new week opening gap, kind of rejecting it. Not to mention strong 1 minute rejection. Um, you can see we did form an inverse fair value gap here on this candle. And once that confirmed, I added and sold half here because I was thinking we would get somewhere in this area. Not quite sure if we would continue dumping, and I got stopped out on the rest. Um, and also, I mean, we had the big dump yesterday. We came up, tapped into this big fair value gap, and rejected strong. So that was another reason. And then I was still looking for shorts, but as it was grinding up, I didn't force an ideal trade on the funded account. There was, this was setting up right here. Um, on ES, it did form an inverse variety gap right here. You can see, but it's like small and it's very weak, so I didn't take it. I could have taken it, but I would have gotten stopped out immediately, so I'm glad I skipped that one. But because it kept pushing up and where's that golden pocket? It disrespected the golden pocket at that point. You can see it's pushing very strong above it. It started to disrespect this 15-minute variety gap at that point. Like it closed above it. Uh, we're bouncing off the new week opening gap now. Pretty strong intraday uptrend so far. And what else? Yeah. Oh, and this 15-minute variety gap here, we were hanging around in it and not closing underneath it. So it looked pretty bullish. So for that reason, I did once again have a bad entry like the first trade. But this trade I wasn't so lucky on. So I should have entered on this candle's close probably. But I entered here. I added here just because I wanted to get a quick move up above this high. Sorry, my dog's at my feet under the desk. And because I wasn't sure how high we would push, I added just so we could have that quick push above the highs, and I would get the $330, whatever I needed to pass the funded account. Didn't happen, it reversed, and I got stopped out. And that was it. And at that point is when I re entered on the funded account by accident here because I saw this strong wick, strong candle close, but I exited shortly after because it felt too gambly to me. But I mean, it was pretty good trading today. This first trade again wasn't like super good. We're just going with the trend. The idea, the trade would have been really good down here, but I was basically entering on the continuation of that
The
trade,
markets are
thinking
closed.
that it would continue up to the new week opening gap. I just happened to be right. So again, I'm pretty close to passing this combine. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes.